Hey guys, my name is Tarek Hopstock. I'm here with Jill. So today we're gonna do some knee shield, and the first things first, I want to go through some of the concepts here. So the knee shield is pretty much a half guard in a sense, right? And what I want to do is I want to be careful not to let her pass my guard. So the way I do this is I control the distance with this knee here in front of me, right? My other leg here is in between her legs, so this is why it's called sort of like a half guard, right? So what I want to do is kind of hook my leg behind her thigh here. I will go into a little bit of details here afterwards. But just to give you an idea, what I'm trying to do is to control the distance here with my knee here and my arms in front of me. I want to make sure to keep my knee pointing 45 degrees up, right? So if I push it down here, she's going to be pressure passing me quite easily. So I want to make sure that she can't do that by always pointing my knee up towards her opposite shoulder, right? If I open it too much, I'm going to give her something else, right? So essentially, I'm a little ball here, always curled up, always pushing and making sure she's not getting too close. Watch how my hands are going to be posting on her biceps so she won't get her arm too close here, right? If she gets a hold of my collar or even further tighter to me and she can get like a deep cross face, that would be worse, right? So here, nice and easy, we're going to go for the first move. So what I want to do is I want to kick this leg through here. Just going to go quickly a little bit on the detail on the back here just so you guys can see. So watch how I'm hooking my foot around her shin here. So this is going to help me control her posture a little bit. So here, I'm going to be kicking my leg through and my arm follows. The way that I do this is that I keep my elbow right behind my knee. So when I kick, I create a momentum which gets me up from the floor, and watch how I'm putting my weight on my elbow, and now I can swing my arm through and look for the underhook here. I will also be keeping my head super close to her chest so that she can't peel me off, right? If I'm over here, she can bring this arm in or that arm in, and she'll be able to create distance or even smash me. So by staying tight, I will be harder to get or push away. So now that I have the underhook, I can start attacking for a back or different attacks. So here, knee shield, hands in front of me. What I want to do now is kick through, throw my arm right behind, get tight, and grab her armpit on the opposite side. Try to feel your opponent moving a little bit. So if she's leaning too far back, there's no reason for me to look for the underhook, right? The natural idea here is that when she puts her weight on me, that's the time to go under, right? So if you have your partner, just try to push and feel the momentum here that when she comes closer, I'll kick through and come up. Last thing, you could come up on your hand and just feel like you have a solid base here. So here, okay guys, so now that I have the underhook here, coming from the knee shield, I threw myself in, and I'm now coming up. Now, what I want to make sure of is to spread Jill's base a little bit. So I'm going to be doing basically a technical stand-up and bring my knee a little bit back under me. So here, I'm looking to do this, right? So I already have a pretty good position here. Make sure that you're stepping with your foot on the floor. Your hand is posted. If you're putting your hand too close to the middle here, it's going to be super easy to sweep you down again, right? So I want to be here, making sure my arm is out of reach. And watch how Jill's arm is just hanging over my shoulder here. This gives me a great opportunity to just shrug my shoulder forward and push it so that she has to post it on the floor. Now her back is super available, and I can just throw in my seat belt here. Now I'll be looking to go over her neck and under her armpit and just hold my hands together, right? So here I can throw my hook in quite easily But if she's curling up like a ball a little bit, right, that would be a little bit harder. So then I have to be a little bit smarter with trying to put my heel in between her elbow and her knee. So now I got the second hook. Here I can pull her to the side, and we have a couple of attacks that I can do from here. So from the beginning, kicking through, getting the underhook, I can come up on my arm, and watch how I'm moving my hips backward so I can spread her base here. Right. So now I'm going to push her arm to the floor by shrugging with my shoulder. Perfect. Now I can look for the seat belt here, and if you want to get really specific, I always look to hide my top arm here with the lower arm here. So now I'm going to throw in the other hook. You can go down, Jill. Yes. Here, right? If it's super wide and open, it's going to be easy. If it isn't, then we have a little bit of a fight, right? Now what I can do is I stay tight to her back with my chest, and I can hip escape backwards. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing her down with me here, and then I can start looking for the second hook. Simple and easy. One last time. So here, creating that frame, kicking through, up on my hand, here spreading the base, shrug, get the seat belt, throw the other hook if I can. If I can't, I'm gonna hip escape back and then look for it afterwards. Last little bonus here. If you feel like you're not flexible and it's super hard to get that second hook in, this is a great trick to spread her out a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm locking my legs above her hips here. If I'm below, it's not gonna help. So here, and I can stretch her out using my arms and my legs to arch her back, and then I'm gonna throw my other hook in. So if she closes in again, I lock it over, stretch out, and then throw the other hook in. Thank you.
How do you shift position? Position.
Det här är nog casual. Okay. Hey guys, my name is Tarek Hofstock. I'm here with Jill. Today we're going to go through the knee shield guard. First things first, we're going to go through a little bit of the concepts about the guard. So it's essentially kind of like a half guard here. My leg is between her legs. I always want to curl it a little bit up here behind her thigh. I'm going to go a little bit through the details back there. So here, I'm always keeping my knee pointing up towards her opposite shoulder here, right? If I let it go down too far, she's going to be able to smash it and pass me quite easily. So here, I always want to make sure my knee is at least pointing 45 degrees up here. If I go too far, again, she might flatten me out and pass me. So here, I got the knee pointing up, and I can always control the distance between me and her by pushing, right? My hands are also playing a very important role in blocking her arm from coming deep here and getting a good cross face. So now, today we're going to go through a quite easy technique going for the underhook. Just a quick view here on the back side here, how I'm hooking her leg. Watch how my foot is pointing downwards so I can hook her shin. This is going to be quite helpful in the future for other techniques as well. So here, now I'm going to kick my leg through, and what I want to do is I want to keep my elbow tight to my knee. So when I'm kicking, I'm creating a little bit of momentum to come up on my elbow here, my elbow, bottom elbow here. So now I'm kicking and bringing my arm through, and so it becomes an underhook, right? Watch how I'm always keeping my head close to her chest, so it's hard for her to peel me off, right? If I'm too far away, it's going to be super easy for her to create distance, and I'm going to lose my position. So here, I'm kicking through, bringing my arm through here, and staying super tight. Now I can come up on my hand, and I can start attacking different attacks. So here, creating the frame, kick through, bring my arm through with it, and I can come up on my hand here. Now, talking a little bit about the timing. So what is essential is to feel whether Jill is actually putting pressure on top of me or not. So if she's leaning back, there's no point in me trying to kick anywhere or create distance, because there is a lot of distance already, right? But when she is pushing, that's the perfect time to drop under and slide in, right? So if you have your partner there, try to feel whether she's putting pressure or not, and then time it as soon as she's pushing back, and come up on your elbow, and then your hand here. One more time. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys, so here we're gonna go a little bit further from the knee shield and the underhook. So first off, I kicked myself through, got the underhook here, and now I'm on her back almost. So there's a very important move here so that I can come up on my knee here, and that is like a technical stand-up here. So what I'm trying to do is lift my hips up and bring my knee back towards my hand here. So I'm bringing and spreading her base out like this. Watch how I'm not placing my hand too close to her, because then she's gonna be able to sweep me back down again. So my arm is a good distance away from her, and I'm bringing my knee so that I can put it to the floor here. Now, her arm is just over my shoulders, simple and easy. I can now remove it with a little shrug from my shoulder here. Perfect. Now I have an opportunity to go for her back here. So what I'm looking for is a seatbelt grip, where my hand, the bottom hand, grabs my top hand, and I'm keeping it tight to her chest and bringing my chest tight to her back. From here, when she's like this, it's gonna be very easy for me to throw in the leg and look for the other hook, right? So now I have the back control. But the reality is she's gonna be a little cramped up or like a ball trying to defend the hooks, and I will have to fight for it. So what I'm looking to do from here is essentially step back and bring her on top of me, right? Now I can bring in the other hook quite easily, or we're gonna go through a little bit. So here from the beginning, I'm kicking through, getting the underhook, coming up my hand. Watch how I bring my hips back and place my knee on the floor here. Now her arm is right above my shoulders, and all I need to do is a little shrug to bring her arm over all the way. Looking for the seat belt first, get tight. If it's easy and available, I'll just go for the hook straight away. If it isn't, try to stay tight and bring her on top of you. And watch how I'm hip escaping with this leg here to create distance and pull her on top of me here. Sorry. So, from here, it can be a little bit hard to get the hook if she's very flexible or tight like this. So what I can do to open up is lock my legs around her hips and arch her back by using my arms and my legs here. Watch how I create a space so I can now throw in the other leg and get the second hook in. So if she does it again, I lock it, stretch it, and then put my other leg. Just make sure that you're not below her hips here. Then it has 0 to no effect, right? So I want to make sure I'm locking above her hips, stretching, and then getting it in.